Hello, you guys. Who's there? Let me know when I'm live. I think I may be streaming. I think also my camera is really, really dirty. Hey, sorry. Let me grab. I don't have anything to clean it. Okay, sorry. As you can tell, I wasn't prepared to go film a video. Today I was actually when the news came out, I was at work, and obviously I couldn't really, do anything about it because I can't like live tweet when I'm teaching, obviously. And then I got home, I had to lunch because it was like 3 p.m. and I hadn't eaten yet, and then had to read all the news. So yeah, it's been intense. Hello everyone. 2020, you guys. If this isn't the most 2020 thing to ever happen, I don't know what is. I am in shock. I have to say though, I'm in shock. But when I read it, I was like, you know what? I could have seen this coming if I had paid more attention. Like, I was shocked, but I don't know, like something about it sort of makes sense in a weird way, if you know what I mean. But let's get to it. I'm really sad, you guys. I already have to say I can't be live for longer than, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes because I wasn't planning on filming anything today and I have so much work to do. I have so many papers to grade. But yeah, so what happened? It was announced today that Evgenia Medvedeva would go back to training under Eteri Tutberidze. So this is shocking for a number of reasons. First of all, the way they split back in 2018 had been super dramatic, super publicized, definitely not amicable. And Eteri, we all know, was extremely mad about it, and she's been kind of trying to get back at her for years now. Evgenia, though, on the other hand, she has been talking about how she realized that if she had stayed with Eteri, her career would have been over because the type of training that Eteri does doesn't really work on adult bodies, and that she had a permanent back injury because of the type of training that they did with Eteri, all the run-throughs, the jumping with the back, everything that we know. So it is quite unbelievable that after learning all that, she obviously knew that the bad eating habits. She's talked about how damaging the eating habits she had learned through Eteri had been for her, and how she had to work with a nutritionist and everything, and how at cricket club she truly learned how to take care of her body, how important muscles were, how important eating was, how important skating skills were. So with all that, it truly does seem absolutely unbelievable that she would go back to Eteri. And we still haven't heard from Brian Orser. Evgenia said that this was an amicable split, but I don't know. I do want to hear from Brian. But let's talk about some of the reasons that may have, sorry, I'm literally wearing my house clothes, that may have pushed Evgenia to go back to Eteri. So first of all, COVID. We know that she can't go back to Canada. The border is closed. It's not opening back anytime soon. Apparently, it could open back up around January 2021, but we don't know. It depends on the situation. So she has been unable to train with her coaching team for now, I think, probably 6 months, since March. So yeah, for 6 months. And clearly this has had a negative impact on her. We have seen she's kind of gotten injured again training by herself. She hasn't been able to truly pace herself to do any off-ice work. She said, well, she didn't say, but they said that there were some issues with CSKA about ice time, and nobody was really coaching her there. Obviously, Kat can't really coach her because she's, really old, and she's not too well physically. So basically, she's been coachless. And I would assume that what happened at Cascades, plus her getting injured again, she truly does need somebody who's there for her physically and helps her through. And clearly she can go back to Canada. So that's it. That's the main reason, I would say, why she decided to go back. Now, there are some rumors I've read that she may have actually been approached by St. Petersburg's federation to go train there if she accepted to move. But apparently her school, Sambo, intervened. They vetoed it, and they basically said, you know what, if you're desperate, if you don't have ice, you don't have to be stranded as CSKA, you don't have to move to St. Petersburg, you can come back to us if you go back to Eteri. Basically, this seems like what happened. Obviously, I don't think we're ever going to know truly the details when this was decided. I am a bit skeptical as to whether this actually was decided yesterday. She was already training there today. She bought a new house in Russia, which I think is a bit suspicious. Obviously, she was thinking of staying, because of COVID. But I don't know, you guys. I don't know. I think obviously COVID is by far the main motivator. And I think honestly, this was a move made from desperation. She clearly was struggling, training by herself. And obviously this was, the final push. Cascades must have been the final push. But I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if this had started to come up in the last month or two, when she realized that training by herself is just not something you can do. There aren't many athletes who can successfully train themselves. Shoma couldn't do it. Evgenia clearly couldn't do it. I would say maybe Yuzuru is the one athlete I could think that he'd be able to train himself. Even Michelle Kwan couldn't train herself. So I understand her, and I understand how she was backed into a corner. However, I do think that accepting to go back to Eteri, probably even as a desperation thing, is such a bad move for many, many reasons. First of all, what we already know, Evgenia is an adult. She's 20. She already has a back injury that's flaring up as we speak. I don't think she can afford to train under Eteri. Eteri does not know any other way of training than the one that she already uses, From the small snippet we've seen of her with Eteri today at Sambo, she's already jumping. There's no way to me that this can end well for her, physically speaking. She's already looking much thinner than we were used to seeing her at cricket club, when she was very, muscular and, looks super toned and super fit. I don't know. I can't see this going well for her from a physical point of view at all. I think we haven't seen a successful adult with Eteri. Evgenia already is hindered by injuries that she has gotten under Eteri. I cannot see a way that this can last. And it's a pity, because I truly, truly believe that Evgenia could be such a good example of longevity and what you can do as an athlete if you don't, listen to abusive coaches that are just going to push and push and push and make you train through every injury and make you feel like a failure if you don't, and teach you, very unsustainable techniques that are just gonna, ruin your body forever. So I can't I can't imagine this will go down well, especially for back injuries. You need to be muscular if you have a back injury so that your muscles can sustain your back. Otherwise, it's going to get injured again way more easily, which I think maybe what happened. So I can see this being positive for her on a physical point of view. I can't say about mentally. I know she and Eteri used to have quite a different relationship from the one that Eteri has with all the others. Eteri did seem a bit more human with Evgenia. However, Eteri's still Eteri. We all have heard from her former students, what happens during training. So I can't see an adult. I don't know. I think it could go two ways, actually. Either Evgenia completely shuts down because as an adult, enduring that type of training is a bit complicated, or they're able to work together as adults and kind of come up with a sort of different training plan. I think her programs, because I see a lot of you asking in the chat. I'm sorry, I'm not reading the chat because it's so frantic and I can't, read and talk at the same time. I think she's going to keep her programs for sure. She paid for them. They're by two great choreographers, so why not? So from a political point of view, I think actually this may benefit her. Eteri is the darling coach of the Russian Federation. We all know the Eteri bonus. We've seen it in action. And I think that actually it could help her politically. Clearly, not having a Russian coach, an influential Russian coach, has not helped her in the last couple of years. I think Brian obviously isn't part of any circles of Russian coaches. And I do think that having a Russian coach to back her up will probably help her from a political point of view. Already she's been allowed to withdraw. Well, obviously she'd be allowed, but she's withdrawn from her first assignment at Russian Cup. And I would not be surprised if we just saw her straight at nationals. And if she did well, I wouldn't be that surprised, actually. And I think the Russian Federation is going to be so happy about this because, this super popular skater came back to their best favorite coach. What a story they have to sell. I'm sure that they are ecstatic about it. And who else is very happy about this? It's Miss Eteri. Eteri clearly won in the situation. She's the one winner of the situation, as always. And I must say, in her picture that she posted, the one I used for the thumbnail of this video, Eteri's beaming. I have never seen her smile so much in years. She's just she's so happy. I genuinely think Eteri sees this, first of all, as a victory, but also I do think that she and Evgenia did kind of have a special bond. And she just looks so insanely happy. It's kind of funny to see, especially because next to her, Daniel is just this. To me, it's I don't know, it's mind-blowing, this whole thing. But in the picture, the only person who genuinely looked really happy is Eteri. Eteri is yes! It's a victory for her because obviously, her student that betrayed her in the end came crawling back to her, couldn't succeed without her, couldn't do it without her. So it must be amazing for her, especially knowing the type of power that she likes to exert on her students. It must feel wonderful for Eteri. And she clearly comes out a winner from this situation. I mean, there's no point in denying it. Eteri is winning. And I do wonder how this will shake up things at the Eteri rink. I would think Anna is probably not too happy about this. especially because, yeah, Eteri really does like Evgenia, and I do think that she will do her best to whip her back into shape. How she does this, I can only imagine it's not going to be something that ends up well for Evgenia's body. I mean, I don't really see Eteri putting a lot of time and effort into, off ice training and muscle training and nutritionists and all that. So yeah, I do wonder how Evgenia must feel about all of this. I don't know. I don't know, actually. I mean, obviously, I'm not her. She could be embarrassed and defeated, and, she's going back because of desperation, and, she has to make the most of it, but she's dying inside. Or she could see this as an opportunity, and maybe she also, loved it Harry deep down. I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell. And from what we know of Eteri's like coaching, I do debate whether that's possible in a healthy way. Let's just say like that. Sorry, I'm just reading the chat and it's like, wow. Yeah, Eteri, at this point, Eteri only had one senior left, Anna. I don't think, if there's anyone that at this point believes Alina is coming back to skating, I love you guys. I love you, Alina fans, but that's delusional. I don't see Alina going back to competition ever. I think this is a Adelina situation. So I think actually Eteri, having Evgenia is probably a good thing for Eteri. Anna looks a little bit more shaky than last year. Camila is still a junior. I can just imagine that Eteri's like, amazing. Next year at the Olympics, Anna, Evgenia, Camila. I have the older one who's artistic, the middle one that's reliable, and the younger one that has quads. And I mean, it's a dream for Eteri. This is like a dream situation for her. Truly, truly the real winner of this situation. Yeah, I do think politically this is going to help Evgenia. However, whether she can make it to the Olympics physically after training with Eteri for a year, over a year actually, until the Olympics, I would be shocked. Obviously, I am disappointed about this whole situation. I truly, truly wanted Evgenia to prove to everyone that you can, ditch a coach that follows questionable methods and, build yourself back up, learn how to take care of your body, learn how to skate better in a more sustainable way. So I truly am sad and disappointed. I can't not be. However, I obviously do wish Evgenia the best. I would never wish her any ill. I want to see everyone succeed, without a doubt. Every skater, I want them to do well. I want them to be healthy. I want them to succeed. So I absolutely, without a doubt, wish her all the best. Like, don't think that my disappointment in the situation and my ill feelings or like negative feelings about what could happen to Evgenia if she stays with Eteri, especially to her back and to her body. Don't take my disappointment in that as, hate or anything. I honestly wish her all the best. I am insanely curious to know what's going to happen. And I never like to make Olympic predictions because obviously there's so much that can happen. But at this point, I would not be surprised if Evgenia had more of a chance because of the politics of the situation, and because Eteri wants it for her so much, probably. Yeah, I don't make predictions, but maybe Camila, Evgenia, Sasha, just putting it out there could be a thing. One thing I do truly hope is that Evgenia is never going to use Daniel choreography again. I hope that she keeps in touch with Shailene Bourne, gets choreography from her or from even from Overbook. I'm okay with Overbook, but truly, please never go back to Danny G choreography. I would have to I don't know, I would have to cover my eyes for that. But she's way too talented for that type of choreography. All right, you guys, I truly have to go to work because I have papers to mark and I still have to process this entire situation. 2020, the gift that keeps on giving, take that as you will. I mean, it's truly been a year of, I don't even know how to say that. I mean, it's been a year. It's all I can say. Thank you so much for coming to this live. Please do leave comments here. I am extremely curious to know what everybody thinks about the entire situation. I'm sure I'll think of more things to say, and I will just say them in my next video. And I will see you very soon. Bye-bye.